Dear world travelers, welcome to the Backpack Vlogs. Today, we will continue my route through the south of Spain and visit the Pearl of Andalusia, the city of Granada. This city never fails to captivate the hearts of travelers from all over the world and is one of the most beloved places in the country for visitors, tourists, and students who come here looking for unforgettable experiences. In this video, they will tell you about it and show you its most interesting places. Granada is both a small, cozy town that is easy to get around on foot, and also a vibrant, modern city where the fun never stops. One of the best places to enjoy this mix is the famous Rambla Square. This place has been the center of social and commercial life in the city since the days of the Nasrids, a dynasty of Muslim rulers. The mysterious giants of its fountains and the cafes located around its perimeter create the perfect setting to relax and enjoy life. And for tourists, it is the best starting point for exploring the city center.
So I'm doing a tour around Andalusia, southern Spain. I started off in Malaga for a few days. Now I'm in Granada, going to Cordoba and Seville. So I'm just, admiring the culture, the beauty, very picturesque, the kind of windy streets and, how the houses are all set up. And yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, really enjoying it.
Spanish poet Antonio Machado once said that every city has its own charm, but Granada has its own and that of other cities too. Granada has managed to preserve a huge amount of heritage from different historical eras. A few meters from the Rambla lies the Alcaiceria, a quarter with a labyrinth of narrow streets typical of cities in the Islamic world. It used to be a bazaar where silk was traded during the Moorish period. Nowadays, it is a market where you can buy textiles, souvenirs, and traditional handicrafts by the city's artisans. The origin of Granada is shrouded in legends that mention mythical figures such as Noah and Heracles. In fact, Granada has been Iberian, Roman, Visigothic, Umayyad, Berber, and in the 13th century, it became the last bastion of Al-Andalus. The Emirate of Granada emerged in 1238 and became an independent sultanate under the Nasrid dynasty. During this period, Granada developed into a prosperous city rich in cultural and architectural treasures. The historic quarter preserves many landmarks from that era, such as the only surviving caravanserai in all of Spain, known as the Coal Yard. It once housed merchants who came to Granada to sell their goods at the silk market. The cathedral is another must-see in Granada. Even as you approach it from any of its facades, you can't help but be impressed. But when you go inside and see the huge central nave and its columns, it seems as though its interior space is simply endless. The temple is considered a masterpiece of Spanish Gothic and Renaissance architecture and is a place of great importance. After the Reconquista, it became crucial for the Catholic monarchs to erect a structure in Granada that would symbolize the triumph of Christianity over Islam and mark the beginning of a new era. One of the most important elements of the cathedral is the Royal Chapel, which houses the tombs of Spain's Catholic monarchs and their families. Believe me, I tried to film all this splendor for you, but it proved to be an impossible task. However, I can assure you that the interior of the cathedral is simply stunning. Thanks to the large number of students who come here from other regions and countries, Granada is a very vibrant place to live in. In addition to its great quality of life, another of the city's assets is its famous university. Founded by Charles I in 1531, it is one of the oldest in Spain, as well as one of the most prestigious. Every year, over 2,000 students come here to study as part of the Erasmus program, making it the most popular university under this scheme. Granada is a very beautiful city. It has a rich history and culture. It is not as big as European capitals, so you can get around easily. The university itself is also very good. It offers good conditions for internships and Erasmus studies, and due to its popularity, a lot of students come here. is also a very cheap city, which is very attractive because here you can afford many things that you might not be able to afford in other cities as a student. And as already mentioned, the university provides a great opportunity to come here to study as well as to go abroad to study. The student population makes up a large part of the city's inhabitants, with a total of about 65,000 students, which is practically a fourth of its population. Another thing that makes people of all ages fall in love with Granada is its gastronomy. This city is widely known for its tapas, and the quality of local food and affordable prices know no equal. There are probably very few Spaniards who have not spent at least one day on the famous Elvira Street, located on the border between the center and the Albaicin district. Here, in addition to enjoying tapas and shopping, you can visit several famous tea stores. Exotic teas, oriental sweets, and a charming atmosphere make this one of the most attractive places in the city. My name is Hind. I am from Morocco and I am 25 years old. I've been in Spain for 3 years now. In 2020, I came to Granada to study. Then I went to Cadiz to get my master's degree. But then I came back here to Granada because it's a very good city to study, live, work, and have fun. I would like to live here forever. Set in the hills, the Albaicin neighborhood is a maze of cobblestone streets and whitewashed houses. Here, the traditional architecture that has been preserved for centuries blends in with the natural environment. One of the most popular things to do in Granada is to go up to St. Nicolas Square. The beauty of this viewpoint is undeniable. The Alhambra and Generalife appear before you in all their glory. The Albaicin is a haven of art, culture, and tradition, where you can enjoy the sound of guitars played by street musicians and the murmuring of fountains all day long. It is a neighborhood that has managed to retain its character and charm to this day, inspiring many people to return here again and again. Granada is the word of pomegranate in Spanish, and just like the fruit with its many seeds, the city is also made of many small parts, each one unique. So depending on your mood, you can choose to visit one area or another, such as the Sacromonte, where the caves are located, or the Tea Store District, which has a North African vibe. There's also a Christian part, and of course, the Alhambra, which is an absolutely exceptional landmark here in Granada. Indeed, the most visited attraction in Granada is the Alhambra. It is considered by many to be the 8th wonder of the world, and over 2.5 million tourists visit it every year. It is the second most visited monument in the country after the Sagrada Familia Cathedral in Barcelona. The Alhambra is a monumental complex composed of palaces, recreational areas such as the Generalife, and defensive fortifications. It is considered to be the highest achievement of Moorish architecture in Western Europe. It sits atop a rocky plateau in the eastern part of the city. Built between the 13th and 14th century under the Nasrid dynasty, it was the last Muslim stronghold on the Iberian Peninsula before the Christian reconquest. The Alhambra is now a museum of Islamic art and culture, and this amazing place is always on the list of the most important and interesting sites in the world. What makes Granada such a popular place? Probably the fact that here stands this unique Islamic city, known as the Alhambra. Many consider that there is nothing like it in the world. It is the only example of classic medieval architecture that has survived to this day. Even in Middle Eastern countries where Islam is practiced, there's nothing quite like it that is so well preserved. For this reason, it attracts millions of people every year. Granada is an amalgam of culture and architecture that appeals to any tourist. There are few places in the world with this concentration of cultural and architectural monuments. In contrast to the rest of the architecture of the ensemble is a later structure, the Palace of Carlos V. Built on the territory of the Alhambra in the 16th century, the palace is now a concert venue for music and dance performances. Another highlight of the site is the spectacular views of Granada that can be enjoyed from the Crimson Towers of the Alcazaba, or Fortress, which is the oldest part of the Alhambra. also definitely advise you to visit the Nazareth palaces at night. You'll have the opportunity to see such unique places, such as the Sala de los Abencerrajes, with exquisitely decorated arches, columns topped with blue capitals, and painted ceilings. You can also stroll along the Court of the Myrtles, watching the starry sky reflected in its reservoir, or you can enter the central courtyard known as the Court of the Lions and spend a few moments just taking in the atmosphere in silence. I can assure you, all this will leave a lasting impression on you. The Alhambra palaces are considered to be among the most significant antiquities of Islamic architecture in Spain, and indeed the world. Therefore, given the popularity of this place, we advise you to book your tickets well in advance. It's no wonder that this city, with such a tremendous cultural heritage and its enchanting lifestyle, captivates all those who visit, including me. Dear travelers, if you've enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a like and share your thoughts and opinions. If you don't want to miss my next video, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell. I'm sure you will enjoy it because next week I will be visiting some of the white villages in the provinces of Cádiz and Málaga. A big hug and see you soon, world travelers.